Thank you, everyone. As Kim said, my name is Lynette Lurig, and I work in the Division of Watershed and Land Management. And I want to bring everyone back to early 2010. Actually, in 2010, I didn't need these, but I do now. The just elected New Jersey governor expressed interest in learning more about Barnegat Bay. The DEP was tasked with heading up this initiative. DEP created an internal team to work with external partners to develop a plan of action. Stakeholder meetings were held throughout 2010. Some of you here virtually and in person were probably at several of those meetings. And on December 9th, 2010, the 10-point plan of action to address the short-term and long-term ecological health of Barnegat Bay was announced. That's what we lovingly call the 10-point plan now, for short. These are the original 10 points that were developed through this group of scientists and stakeholders. I will highlight some of these 10 points now. Action item number 1, close Oyster Creek Nuclear Power Plant. Oyster Creek stopped generating power in 2018. That is 1 year earlier than outlined in the plan. DEP has conducted scientific studies to determine the effects of the determination of this plant, both pre and post studies. Since the plant stopped operating 1 year ahead of schedule, the pre-testing was cut short, but we do have results of these studies both pre and post. Action item 2, fund stormwater runoff mitigation projects. Between 2012 and 2023, the Water Bank, what used to be called EIT, the Environmental Infrastructure Trust, has funded 159 projects in Barnegat Bay communities at the cost of $354 million. Projects such as drainage improvements, sanitary sewer lining and replacements, salt domes, and the purchase of street sweepers were funded. Additionally, 319 Clean Water grants provide funding to help with stormwater. Number 3, reduce nutrient content from fertilizer. In 2013, New Jersey implemented the strongest fertilizer rule in the nation at that time. All turf fertilizer products sold in New Jersey contain 0 phosphorus and at least 20% slow-release nitrogen. DEP is in the process of developing a study to determine if there are any impacts this fertilizer law has had in our basin. Action item number 5, acquire land in the watershed. This is an extremely important action for Barnegat Bay. I want to be honest with you, I don't have current accurate numbers from DEP, but I do know our Green Acres program has permanently preserved thousands of acres in the watershed over the last decade. And most importantly, Ocean County continues to do outstanding work in acquiring and preserving land in our watershed. Action item 8, educate the public. A very big thank you to Barnegat Bay Partnership, specifically Karen Walzer and Bailey Sanders, for taking the lead on the 2 main outreach initiatives for this action item, which are the Barnegat Bay Blitz and the Rain Barrel Challenge. We continue to have a watershed-wide cleanup activity on every Earth Week. New Jersey DEP is still involved, however, Barnegat Bay Partnership is now the lead. Our 16th Barnegat Bay Barnegat Bay Blitz is next April. And 319 water grants continue to fund outreach in the watershed, including our most recent grants, the Bay Friendly Stewardship Program, which Barnegat Bay Partnership heads, and the Municipal Stormwater Outreach with Save Barnegat Bay. Number 9 is produce more comprehensive research. DEP funded many research projects with an extensive list of experts. Some of the most important studies that help support the TMDL model development include our bathymetry survey. This had not been done since the 1940s, and it's unique because we have both pre- and post-Superstorm Sandy data. We have an air monitoring station within the watershed and shallow water sediment resuspension and light attenuation projects. All 20 of these projects we funded are included in a special issue of the Journal of Coastal Research. Some of the important things we learned and confirmed: sea nettle larval DNA is found throughout the bay, and life cycle information can aid in population management of the sea nettle. Wetlands can remove between 54 and 85% of nutrients entering the bay. Sedge Island Marine Conservation Zone acts as a refuge for crabs and clams. Locations of hotspots of boat scoring exist in the bay, and we see a negative response in sensitive organisms to an increase in total nitrogen, which can help set the TMDL target. There are copies of this journal out front, and if we need any more, I could get them for you, a hard copy of them. Action item 10, reduce watercraft impact. There are very few regulations on the water, especially ones that protect the environment. So the few we do have are very important. Watercraft have the ability to severely damage resources of the bay. Research from action item number 9 show how vital the Sedge Island Marine Conservation Zone is to the health of Barnegat Bay. This is the only place in the bay that restricts personal watercraft and commercial activity. Through a 319 grant, we are participating with Ocean County Sheriff to assist in educating the public, specifically personal watercraft users, with the special attention on Sedge Island Marine Conservation Zone, which is right off of Island Beach State Park. Hopefully, you've all been there. And then, action item 7, adopt more rigorous water quality standards. The purpose of the Barnegat Bay Water Quality Study and Monitoring are to determine the locations and extent of water quality impairments, identify numeric criteria or loading targets for nutrients to guide restoration endpoints, and most importantly, calibrate and validate modeling tools that can be used to direct water quality restoration and TMDL development for the bay. And Helen Pang from the Bureau of Environmental Assessment and Restoration is here now to explain the monitoring, modeling, and total nitrogen target. Thanks.